Hello everyone, my name is Rajiv and welcome to Java Video Tutorials Part 4. In this tutorial, we're gonna take a look at variables. So, what are variables? Variables are storage location in computer memory where some data is temporarily stored required by a program. This data can be used to run your program on certain conditions. Let's take an example. Suppose you created a mini calculator which only adds two numbers. When you enter two numbers, they get stored somewhere in memory and then passed to the CPU for further processing. After processing, CPU will return the calculated value again somewhere in the memory. Now, how your program gonna know where the value you enter and the return value from the CPU is stored? To get rid of these things, we create variables. Variables are nothing but just the names which are assigned to some temporary cells in the memory, so that the value you entered can be stored at some known locations. Now, if your program knows where all the values stored in the memory, it can easily read these values. Take a look at this example. First, you have to create a variable to assign it a cell in the memory. And to create a variable, first you need to specify the data types. If you don't know what are the data types, you should see my other video on data types. After specifying the data type, you have to give a name to the variable. But there are certain rules. The first one is the variable name must not start with the numeric letter or a special character like @ pound, percent, ampersand, asterisk, or something. Okay. Second one is you can't use any predefined keyword. Okay. Keywords are the words which have their own meaning and functionality predefined, so you can't use these words. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of declaring a variable named as var, var, and that data type would be int. Suppose I want to store the numeric value without fraction point, so I'm gonna create a variable name. So I'm going to create a variable with the data type int, and then you have to give the name. What I can't do, I can't start the variable name with the numeric, or I can't use any special character except this one. Okay, I can do this thing. I can put numeric after the variable name. I can do this thing. Okay, I can't use this because the class is a keyword which is predefined in Java, so I can't use this. So I'm gonna give var name to my variable, which will store some integer value, or you can say some pure numeric value without any decimal point. Okay, and put a semicolon after that. So that means that I have made an instruction which will create a variable in a memory. Okay, now when this statement gets executed by the operating system, what happens in the memory? Suppose this is our memory, and memory has very small and very small cells. Okay, now when this code executes, or any cell, you can see there are many cells, any cell can be named as var. Now a cell, this cell has been assigned to this variable named as var. Now this cell can only contain the numeric value, means the integer value. Okay, so there is some restriction that this cell can only contain only numeric value. Now for creating a variable named as ch, which will contain a character, which will contain only a single character. So when this line get executed, what will happen? Any cell can be assigned to the ch variable, and it can contain only a single character. Okay, so I'm saying that var give value 10 to var. So when this line get executed, 10 will goes in this cell. Okay, I can change the value of var as many as times I want. Okay, so there is no restriction in changing the value of that particular variable. You can change the variable, you can change the value of the variable at any time you want. Okay, so so in next line, if I say this thing, then it would be wrong, because ch is a variable of char type, and here I'm saying that um, give the value, give a value to ch which is unknown. What does that mean? If you write this thing, then you will get an error while compiling or while converting this code. So you have to put single inverted commas, because char needs the single inverted commas. Okay, so one more thing, uh, if I do this thing var equals to 1, then what would happen? Right now it has 10, so what would happen? 10 will be removed and one new value will be assigned, that is 1. Okay, now I'm going to do this thing. I'm also assigning what? A character one, not the integer one, is the character one. Okay, remember this thing. So 1 will be entered in this cell, but this would be a character. Okay, so you have to remember these things. Same, you can create float variable and give it a name, and you can also create double You also have to give a name. So this is the data type and this is the variable name. So when these two lines get executed, one cell will be allocated to FL and one will be allocated to DL. I hope you understand what are variables, and we'll take a great look in our programming when we jump into the Java programming. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys.